Hello, Jessie Katz Greenberg here, and today I'm going to show you how to fold a 16-page zine out of one piece of paper. I like to use larger paper for this, so then you end up with larger pages, and I use them to make these mini memory books or sort of mini scrapbooks. This is one that I've made from Craftcation 2024. If you are brand new to the world of zine folding, first head over to my 8-page zine folding tutorial, which will be a nice beginner project before you get into this 16-page version. Start with your paper flat. I'm using paper that is 17 by 20 inches. I'll link something similar in the description, but you can use any size paper you'd like. Fold the paper in half so that the two shorter sides come together, trying to make those edges line up as best as possible, then crease that fold with your hand or fingernail. Now fold one side so that the paper's edge meets back up with the center fold. Again, taking your time so the edges line up neatly, then crease the fold. Flip your paper over and repeat on the other side, folding that half so that the page edge meets with the center fold we created in the first step. If you want to really be sure your folds are creased well, you could use a bone folder if you're fancy, or just the handle of your scissors to press those folds. When you unfold your paper, you'll see that you have one mountain fold in the middle and two valley folds, one on each side. We're now going to repeat that whole process, but in the other direction. Fold the paper in half so this time the two longer sides come together, creasing a new center fold. Because there are creases in your paper, it can take a little more time to make sure your edges line up straight. Fold one side so that the paper edge meets back up with the center fold, again taking your time so the edges line up neatly, and crease that fold. Flip your paper over and repeat on the other side, folding that half so that the page edge meets the center fold. You get it. When you unfold this time, you see that our 16 pages are defined, but we need to make a few cuts so this folds up like a book. You're going to make 3 cuts where I'm showing here, each one cutting through 3 folded segments. I have my paper facing horizontally, so my cuts are coming from the long edge of the paper. Cut along the left fold, cutting up from the long edge and cutting through 3 folded sections, leaving the 4th attached. Repeat this step on the right fold, cutting through 3 sections, leaving the 4th attached. Rotate your paper so that the other long edge is now closest to you. Cut up the center fold, again through 3 sections, leaving the 4th attached. You should now have a big W shape, or it also kind of looks like a snake. Starting with one end of the snake, accordion fold your sections along the creases you made. In most cases, you are folding the same direction of the creases that you made. Continue folding along each crease. Make sure to always be folding away from the stack of pages you are creating. For example, here, I don't want the fold to wrap around all of my pages. I want to fold away from those pages. Continue to accordion fold until you reach the end of your snake. I like to really press the folds here using the handle of my scissors to get everything nice and flat. the single front page and wrap it around your book. This will help your book stay together. Again, here I'm just making sure my folds are nice and pressed. Then I'm going to glue that page, wrapping around from the front to the back of my book, forming the cover. I use a glue stick for this. It is a bit easier and less messy for me than using liquid glue. It's hard to see, but the page won't line up right to the edge. There will be like 1/8 to 1/4 inch of space. So I like to make that the back of my zine. This next step is optional, but I really think it helps to keep your book secure, making it easier to flip through. We're going to glue down anywhere that the book unfolds between pages. I'm just using my glue stick around the edges. I'm not gluing any pages together, just gluing anywhere that the book unfolds between pages. I keep pressing the pages and reinforcing the folds as I glue. You'll notice that as you glue and pay close attention to each page, the pages don't perfectly line up. That's totally normal and is just a result of folding a single sheet of paper into a 16-page zine. Almost every time I glue a page, I close my book and press to make sure the pages open and close as expected. We'll speed up a bit here, but as you can see, I am repeating this process for every page of the book. Once everything is glued, I flip through to make sure everything looks good, and then you are ready to fill your book. Here's another memory book example for some inspiration. I filled my zine with photos, fabric scraps, washi tape, hand lettering, paper crafting scraps, stickers, anything to create my mini scrapbook. This would also be awesome for handmade art journals that you fill over time. Now that you've folded your zine, what type of zine are you making? I would love to hear in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment, and then head over to my channel to subscribe for more craft tutorials. If you post a picture of what you're making on Instagram, be sure to tag me at Jessie Katz Greenberg because I would love to see and reshare what you create. Thanks for watching.